Florida A&M weighing in today on the charges brought against athletic director Angela Suggs, saying, quote, while the matter is unrelated to FAMU, she has been placed on administrative leave with pay until further notice, end quote. The university says athletics will be led by deputy directors Travis Glasgow and Brittany Johnson. Suggs is facing fraud and theft charges from when she was president of the Florida Sports Foundation. Suggs is accused of racking up $24,000 using the nonprofit's credit cards to pay for personal expenses and visits to casinos. FDLE says the investigation into her started 2 months after she was hired by FAMU. In the last hour, her attorney entering a not guilty plea in court on her behalf.
So, first things first, apparently she turned herself in, which is, I think, a good thing, right? The fact that she turned herself in, I don't think that's right. I think the other half of that is, what the heck is going on at our HBCUs, bro? And don't get me wrong. Let me preface this by saying that not all HBCUs rock that way, right? Not all HBCUs are doing this. Not all HBCU presidents are doing this. But I keep saying, and I've said it before, we got to do better jobs at keeping our noses clean, specifically in the climate that we're in right now. And people are people, man. So I don't want to put it and label it specifically as a black thing. But I think for me, it just sometimes and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it feels like, or sometimes it's understood that we just kind of had a bigger target on our back, so we got to be a little bit more careful. You get into these positions of power, or you get in these positions where you're entrusted with this specific amount of money, man, and and I don't know her personally, so I don't want to sit up here and make any assumption. So anything that I say is not going to be predicated directly to her, right? But when you live a life, or you've been in a situation, or you've been in situations where you haven't had much before, and then you get entrusted with a certain amount of money, and you feel as though you are entitled to that money, you're going to make some bad decisions. And that's not everybody, but people are going to feel like, well, shoot, I got this amount of money. I can do whatever it is I want to do. I can go purchase these things. And we just got to make better decisions. It's not right to be able to take somebody's money that is meant for whatever organization or institution that you are working for, and use it specifically for your own personal needs because you think that you can find a way to cover it up or whatever like that. That's just not cool. And we see it in a lot of places. So I don't want to limit it to just education, but it hurts and it's hard to see when these things happen in places of education, right? Because, funds like that are dedicated and predicated to, the students, the places or bodies that you govern, sports, if it's a band situation, and sometimes it just kind of hurts to be able to see and watch when, I guess you want to say, people take advantage of situations like that, right? But we got to be more careful and we got to be more mindful. It's almost difficult. And, well, I mean, they're going to hire somebody, eventually hire somebody in that position again. But I'm just saying it's almost difficult and hard to be able to, put people in those positions of power when people take advantage of it, right? And that's kind of what ends up happening when rules end up coming down, or major rules or changes end up coming down, because it only takes one to affect the many. And so, I hate to hear that. I truly hate to hear the fact that, people are using funds that they ain't supposed to be using to, I guess you want to say, advance their own personal gain, but it's not uncommon. I just kind of wish that sometimes it just wouldn't happen in our spaces with our people. But again, like I say, people are people, and people are going to keep people in until the end of time. And so it don't matter if you, like Michael Jackson said, it don't matter if you're black or white. Now, that's not what he meant by it. He meant something completely different. But whether you chocolate, salt, honey, caramel, whatever, people are people, and so they're gonna make mistakes. They're going to do things for their own self interest, and I think this is one of those particular situations, man. But you guys tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section, man. You know, I don't necessarily sound excited about it because it like I said, it kind of hurts. I mean, I wouldn't be excited about it anyway, but it just kind of hurts to just hear, you know, a situation like this that has just happened. Yeah, so you guys tell me what your thoughts are inside the comment section, man. Don't forget, you can purchase anything in our store for 30% off your purchase. All you got to do is type in HBCU band. Again, man, this is, for me, it's just, I just, you know, when I see these things, and this is another one that got sent to me, but when I see these things, man, it's just kind of disheartening to be able to see, man. So, but y'all tell me what y'all got, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.